friends, I'm Jody. Welcome back to This Beaded Life. I'm so happy to be here with you today. Today is Saturday, the 14th of June. I almost said July. That would have been terrifying how fast the summer's going. It's already going by fast enough. We don't need to rush it. So today I am coming to you with the Bargain Bee box. We are revisiting it. And because I can't get this little guy out of my head, Oscar. I can't get him out of my head. And remember when I was unboxing and I said that I wanted to make like a really cute beachy purse charm. So when I go on vacation, it looks super beachy and super fun. So that's what I'm doing today. We're going to use Oscar and we are going to make a really cute beach themed purse charm. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got a couple little dishes here in front of you. So this dish are ones that I went ahead and like started my wire wrap loops, okay? So when I make purse charms, and I like to make them nice and proofy, I'm sure you guys have seen, there's so many different varieties out there, but I am like a froofy girl. So I have mine started to do like a wire wrap loop to go on the chain. Which, you know what, for some reason, I did not bring the chain over. I don't know. Anyway, we'll go through this. I'll pause it and grab my chain. So, I have these all started on little wire wrap loop starter kits, right? So, I'm going to be able to open it up, put it on, and wrap it onto our chain. We have our cute little Oscar the octopus. He's adorable. I have some more head pins here. These are a thicker gauge. So when I do my loops and my wrap, they're going to be like a little bit thicker, which is fine. I just like nice sturdy head pins for this job. Also, I have a clasp. And I have, oh, that's another head pin. And the rest in here are beads that I have not done the wire wrap loop on, and some charms, which we will use some jump rings to attach those as well. So here are the beads I haven't done anything with. Oh, and I did bring some leather because I'm wanting to just create like a couple barrel knots that I can tie on, because I think the knots, you know, it's a very nautical theme, and I thought that would look pretty cool. So we're going to give that a shot too. But now that I showed you everything I've got here, let's go ahead and I'm going to pause this. Oh, and I also have some 20 gauge wire that we're going to use because we're going to wrap him onto our clasp. So I will show you all that in just a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I have about 1.5 inches, maybe just a little bit under 1.5 inches of chain. Now, this is totally up to you. So I like to use a thinner, like a smaller loop chain. So this is about like a 2x3 or 2x1 or something like that, but it's on the smaller side. You can definitely use chunkier chain, but if you're looking to add like a lot of volume to your piece, then you're going to be required to put more and more and more wire wrap loops in it. Right now, these will all fit like 2, and the way it will stack, it'll make it nice and thick. So, and how long you want it is totally up to you as well, because some people want a really super duper long one, but some people don't. So, again, that's going to be totally up to you. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to just take a little bit, this is all like twisted up and doing some weird stuff. I'm going to take about 8 inches of this wire off my little spool here. And I'm just going to smooth it out. We don't need a ton. I'm also going to just run my my nylon jaw pliers over it just to kind of harden it a little bit, because it is craft wire and it's very malleable. So let's just run this over it a couple times just to make sure it's nice and firm, and it'll be super easy to work with. Okay, so what we're going to do is first we're going to create a loop that we're going to connect directly to our clasp. All right, so I'm going to go in here probably a little bit further down, make a little bit bigger loop. Actually, I can go a little bit further down here. There we go. Because we do want to wire wrap it. We don't want it just to be a simple loop. It will come undone. Think about all the stuff that you catch your purse on a daily basis. It will just be a nightmare for you. So or for whoever you give it to. I mean, because a lot of people make these for gifts, and I have certainly given them as gifts, and I have sold quite a few of these too. People love purse charms or backpack charms or whatever they are. So once I got my loop made, we can go ahead and we're going to close off that loop, and we're going to take our short little piece here and we're going to wire wrap it a few times going around it, okay? We want to have that bead nice and chunky, like so. And we can even squish that in so it doesn't like cause any issues. All right. So we're going to string the top of our octopus's head right on there. Oh, isn't he cute? Look at how cute he is. I hope this is coming across nice and clear. It doesn't look clear to me today, guys. I don't know what's going on. But then I'm also going to take a little bead and have something for him to sit on because he's flat on the bottom. So it'll be hard to create our loop. So this is what I'm doing with him. He's sitting on a little splash of water there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our loop here. This one we don't need to make as big because it's going to go into our chain. So this is all going to be one big connected piece. And I also chose chain that is a little bit thicker in like material wise, because you don't want to use some really thin chain that isn't like stable enough to handle some weight. All right, so the chain I got, honestly, I got it from Bargain Bead Box or Bead Box Bargains. And they usually have some really good heavy duty chains. So if you're looking for that, you can usually get a meter pretty inexpensively. So just pay close attention to your sizes of your links and what you're going to want. All right, so we're making that little wrap nice and thick there too, okay? Nice thick wrap. We don't want anything weird to happen to our little guy here. All right, so we got that tiny little scrap left. We can smush that in. And now we are ready to put our dangles on, okay? So let's go ahead and just start with our dangles that we already have started here. And I have a lot. I used a lot of the stuff from the, most of each color from the box. So we have some of the gemstones. We have the magma color. We have a couple of the shells. We have the fish. We have the blue crystals. And we're just going to have a grand old time making this little man. All right. So we have our chain. And now you could choose to like not do it this way and just make everything on your chain. But I feel like once you get your chain full, it's harder to do, and it's harder to see, like visualize, because I can get some stuff on and pick him up and look at it and see if I'm happy with the way that looks. All right. So let's start doing that. Now, since I've already made some of these loops, we're going to go ahead and just pop them open. And I will run through what I did to make my loops and everything. And I'm just going to start on the bottom. And then we're going to hook it onto our little link there. Hang on to our little loop. And this is where 2 sets of pliers will come in handy unless you're using thinner gauge head pins. You can do that with your finger, but like I said, I'm using really, like, I think these are like 18 gauge head pins, and they are super sturdy, and they're not going to rip off of this chain. Like, I think the chain would break before these came off, and I don't think the chain is going anywhere either. So, and then we're just going to take it one at a time and put these little guys on. So we started with our little fish, and he looks like he's going to go up and gobble up everything. He looks so cute. And then we're going to just keep on going up the bottom of our little guy here. Now, the bottom one, I'm probably just going to leave as just one thing on it because I want that just to hang a tiny little bit longer than everything else to kind of really show off that fish. Let's squeeze that shut there. Feels like it's going to be a muggy one today, you guys. It's pretty warm. I broke out the sundresses, so I got my nice cool sundress on. And I'm like, okay, that should help not overheat me. I've been going through some things lately, guys. Like, I'm pretty sure womanly wise, um, experiencing some major changes to my life. Um, and yesterday, I have to tell you, so yesterday was Friday, and I went to work, and I felt fine in the morning. And then, I don't know, probably about like 9 o'clock in the morning, I started getting a headache. And this headache was like, started out just being like a little annoying. And it kind of progressed throughout the day. And I had taken some medicine to try to get rid of it. And normally I don't. Normally I just try to power through it and just kind of let my body fight off whatever it's doing. And, you know, stuff like that. But it was really starting to affect me at work. Like I was getting to the point where I was getting really sleepy even. And I was finding myself like trying to not doze off at work. And I slept pretty decent the night before. I don't know. I wasn't tired. So I can't explain it. I have no idea what was happening. So, needless to say, none of my medication worked. And I ended up coming home I got off at 4. I got home around 4:15. And my husband had messaged me earlier in the day. And because Friday night is our takeout night or our go out to eat night or date night, it's the night that we will allow ourselves to spend money on food like that, you know. Sometimes we get lazy and we do it in the middle of the week too, but we try really hard to just stick to Fridays because Friday is payday for, you know, almost everybody in the world, right? So we try to just stick to that. So I'm gonna wait on those. Anyway, I was feeling worse and worse, and I got home and I had told him what I wanted for my sushi, and I got home. I ate like, I don't know, just like 2 pieces of sushi, and my head hurt just so bad. And I told him, I said, I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator. I cannot finish this right now. I need to just go upstairs and lay down. Well, so my hope was to go upstairs and lay down. Now this was probably about 4:30. I thought maybe I would take a little nap till about 5:30. I would be awake for the live over on Sam's YouTube with Danielle. I really wanted to watch that live so bad. I've been planning on it all week. And I woke up at like, I don't know, like 7. Still had the headache. Realized I missed the live. And I'm like, well, I'll catch the replay tomorrow. Took some ibuprofen, went back to sleep, and woke up around midnight, and my headache had finally started going away. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on with my head? So anyway, and then I was wide awake because I slept like a full sleep schedule, right? So I went downstairs and I watched Danielle's live, and I started watching Colleen. Well, then I started getting sleepy. And so I went upstairs and went back to bed. I woke up this morning at 8 o'clock. I don't know how I got so much sleep and how I was still able to sleep so much. I mean, I think that's telling me, my body must be telling me that I need more sleep during the week or something. But I don't know. And I didn't feel like I was coming down with anything. It was just that rotten headache. I've never had a headache that took that long to go away. I know it wasn't a migraine. My daughter experiences migraines, and this is no way in shape or form anything what people with migraines go through. I know that for a fact, but it sucked. I'm just here to tell you it was the worst I've ever had. All right, so now you can see it's starting to take some shape, right? So we may not even need some of these beads, but I still want to show you how I'm doing that. So we're going to actually take one of these because I know I want to definitely have 2 in here. I want that orange, that pop of orange in here. So let's take one of these and I'll show you how I just get it started. In case you've never done a wire wrap loop or anything, it would be helpful for you to know. So I just put my bead on my head pin like this. And then I take my round nose pliers, and I'm the kind of person, I snug up to my bead. Now, if it's like a really delicate crystal, I usually go up just a little bit more because if you put pressure on that crystal, you're going to break it. But like a like a gemstone, or like this is resin, I'm not so worried about it. It's not gonna break like that. So then I pushed the wire directly over top of my pliers. So now it's going over my pliers. And then I just twist my wrist like this and then pull that over my pliers. You gotta twist your wrist again. And now we have the start of our loop. So just like that. All right, so then I'm gonna pop it open and we're gonna look at our little guy here. And now we should have, that looks like a disaster waiting to happen. A little jump ring right there. There we go. We're getting better. I think it feels like it's uneven. I gotta fix that though because I do not want that coming off. Okay, there we go. That's better. So now we're gonna look at our placement on here. Now we should have two items on each link is what we want. So this one has its own. These two are on the same link. These two are on the same link. So now we're going to go up to the next link and we're going to put two items on this link. So we'll put our little orange guy on here. And we'll wrap that around. Just pulling it around nice and slow. These are really, really thick. There we go. I just personally don't want anything to come off of my little charm thing. I need a drink of water, 1 sec. So anyway, so today I feel just tons better. I don't know. Can't explain it, guys. Can't explain it. All right, so next we're gonna do one of our little crystals here, our little blue crystals. Pop that open just a little bit. And we know we want it on the same link as our little seashell there. And then we can pinch that closed. Let's do our little wire wrap. Okay. And you know, this can be time consuming, but this is also one of these things that if you know you want to make one, you can kind of do like a kill two birds with one stone kind of thing, and even start all your links while maybe you're just like hanging out watching a movie or something like that, because you don't really need to really concentrate on anything. You can just sit there and make a bunch of your little pre-wire wrap loops, right? All right, so now we have two on that one, and now we're going to go to the next link, and we haven't used the little fish in a little bit, so let's use one of these little fish. And then I'm going to bring out I have a Vera Wang like crossbody pack that I use a lot on vacation, and I'll put it on there and take a picture of it for you so you can see what it's going to look like on my little bag. It's just a basic black Vera Wang one, not Vera Wang, Vera Bradley one, but I use it all the time on vacation because it just helps me keep everything like in front of me and keeps my hands open for other things, and it just makes me feel like all my stuff's a little bit safer when I go places. So I will show you on that bag because that's where I intend on using it. And of course I'll have my little like nice bag, so if we go out to eat, did I not even put, I cut the chain, you guys. Did I seriously just cut the chain? I was not paying attention. So where's the rest of my chain? Oh, it's right here. Oh my gosh, you guys. I cannot believe I just did that. All right, so this is how we're going to fix that little calamity here. We're gonna cut this off. So pay close attention so you don't cut your chain, guys. this is how we're going to fix that. If you happen to cut your chain in the middle of this, you can bring your pieces together. So now keep in mind, you need to remember what you had going on here. And what I'm going to do is because I don't have like a free link, unless I can get 3 through here, I'm going to bring him through one of the loops of my bead. Maybe I should do my regular bead because that one wants to sit weird. I'm just going to bring him through one of my loops and back through the bottom link of this chain. And I'm going to be really careful not to cut my chain this time, you guys. You know, all the years I've been making these, I have never ever once done that. And I don't know how I did it. All right. But at least I'm showing you how to fix it, right? So we gotta have a weird thing happen to us just so we can see how to fix it if it ever happens. You're better off linking it back together with another bead, like another wrapped link, versus using like a jump ring. And you definitely don't want to have to start over. You've already done so much work. And look, nobody's the wiser. Look at that. You would never ever know. And the cool thing is now we can use that as another link and we can put something right on it. So let's go with one of these gemstones. And we're going to use that as another link. Pop that little guy right through there. And then I'm looking at like, where's the rest of my chain? Oh, that's right. It's attached to my octopus. I forgot. Oh, it's one of those mornings, you guys. One of those mornings. There we go. All right, this time I'm going to be really careful and watch where I'm putting my cutter. And now we can squeeze that in. All right, look at that. No one would ever know. Isn't that cool? All right. It's kind of cool that happened. All right, so let's continue on. We're going to take this little guy and put him on. And I'm just trying not to have too much of the same by each other. I mean, when it does like fall and dangle, you know, you might end up with a couple pieces that are close to the same or the same right next to each other, but that's okay. I'm just trying not to purposely do it. So we're just going to continue on. And I'm going to actually put a little charm on this one with this guy. So I used one of my seahorses already, so let's use one of the turtles. Double checking where I'm cutting here. There we go. All right, now I need another little jump ring. That's a big jump ring. You guys know, anyone who is aware of my channel, who has been here before, you know what happened with my jump rings and you know my situation. So, no, I have not sorted my jump rings back out after spilling the entire different sizes on the floor. They are going to be what they are now for eternity, or until I use my very last jump ring and need to buy more and add to it. It's just going to be what it is. All right, let's get this little turtle on here. This is where it starts to get a little bit fiddly, guys. You just got to kind of rotate it, find your opening, and go for it. There it is. All right. So this is what we have so far, and it looks super duper cute. I absolutely love it. Aw. And we're going to finish going up the chain. So I'm going to do some of these on my own, and then I will come back and we will finish off like the top part here, and we'll figure out where we want to do our leather so we can make it look really cute, and what we're going to do on the bottom of the leather, stuff like that. So I'm going to do some more and I'll be right back. Okay, as you guys can see, it's getting foofy and it's getting close to being done. So I brought you back so we can do the last few together here. And yeah, so let's go ahead and do the last few that we have. And I was right, we don't need all those extra beads, which is fine. I probably do want another little fishy though. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap another one. Like I said, this is where it gets a little fiddly, but it sure is better than having to pick up this entire wad of beads and having to like try to attach it to your top part. So they both are fiddly. This is less, to me, less fiddly, but whatever works for you. If you would like to do it the other way or want to give the other way a shot, then absolutely give it a try. See what you think. It might be better for you. I'm just showing you what works better for me. Okay, so let's do another little fish, since I destroyed it when I did the when I cut through my chain. There we go. This one goes through here. And like I said before, like I'm using really small link chain. Like it's not the smallest, but it's pretty small. You can definitely use, did I just pull that off? You guys, I am like, what is going on? Did I just break one of my links? I don't know if this was meant for me to do today. Let me fix that link. I have never had a link break like that. I think I'm putting too much pressure on myself. Okay, we're gonna fix this one too. Oh my goodness, you guys. Maybe you want to use bigger links, because I think I'm being too much of a brute for this. Like I don't think it's working out well for me. But you know what? You can always reconnect it and it's fine. Reconnect it with one of your little wrap links that you're making here, one of your dangles, and it'll be fine. But maybe I'm using too, like I thought it was thicker chain, but I think maybe the holes really are too small for what I'm trying to cram on there. So just so you know, maybe you might want to use a little bit thicker or a little bit bigger hole. I personally do like the, and you know what? You can't even tell that I've messed it up twice. You can't even tell. All I can say is good thing this is for me, you guys, because I don't know if I would feel comfortable giving that to somebody after I did that twice. All right. So now let's just maybe take it easy on it and let's just do a couple more dangles here. So we're going to grab one of these little crystals. And I think I'll go ahead and add another charm, and I think we'll do the seahorse. So I'm gonna go through the one that's open here. It doesn't have anything on it. Or actually, no, you know what? I think I'm gonna do the turtle, because the turtle's a little bit shorter and I just think it'll look better. All right, I've shown you twice how to fix it if you end up screwing something up. I have done my part today, you guys. I have done my part. And I still feel good about it. Like I still feel like it's gonna be okay. Like I'm not gonna ruin it or do anything to lose anything. I'll let you know after vacation. I'll let you know how well it worked out for me. There's a little jump ring there. Okay, let's get this little guy on. I'm just gonna hook him right in here with my other one. You know, of course, if I was using thinner head pins, it probably would not have happened, but I'm using those big heavy duty head pins. Okay, so here's my cute little guy. And now I just want to add some leather to it, just to do like a couple little knots. So let's grab, I have this like little short piece here. It's like a little scrap of 0.5 millimeter leather. And I'm gonna go through this loop right here. Just like that. And I'm gonna bring it down. We're gonna do like a little halvesy thing here, all right? Excuse me. And where is my noodle? I just used it this morning for something, and I always misplace my noodles, you guys. There it is. We're gonna do like a little barrel knot here. And I think like the barrel knots just make it look really nautical. So we are going towards our little octopus because we want to go through that side of our little tube here. Okay, just like that. And go through our tube, hanging onto our wraps. We want to make sure we hang on to those. And then once we get that leather strand through, we can just kind of work that way up. Pull on each strand to see which one is the one that's working better for you for tightening and moving and so on. Each strand has its own little job to do. One tightens the knot, one allows you to scoot it. So there we go. Okay, so now we have this cute little knot like hanging from it as well. And now I just kind of want to scoot that knot out just a little bit though. It's kind of like choking that. Whoop. Okay. So now I think we'll just hang a couple beads from that. Since we don't need these anymore, I'm going to go ahead and, well, you know what? Let's just leave them on there because maybe I'll use them in something else. I'll put them back in the box just the way they are. But let's grab like a couple of these little beads and let's see what fits on our leather. Like I said, this is 0.5 millimeter leather, so it's pretty small and it should fit through most of these beads. It might not fit through all of them. So there's a little orange. And then we're just gonna do like this little double knot here. So you do like a surgeon's knot, so you go through once, like you're gonna tie your shoes, and then go through a second time. Sorry, I just had a cough out of nowhere. And then you can have this cute little knot that's gonna sit right underneath your little bead. And then let's put another one on. Let's do maybe one of these gemstones. Let's see if these gemstones will fit. And then we're gonna do it again right here. Do the same thing. And I'm not making them sit right next to each other. I'm letting there be like a little gap in between. And then we're just gonna take like this and just make like a regular little knot. Just to end it, just like that. And then we'll just cut this little piece off. And there we go. We have one of our little knotted leather pieces. And let's do the same thing for this guy, except for this time we're gonna put our little fishy on, if he'll fit. Hoping he'd go through. Well, he may not. That's okay. We will do this. And then we will actually not put a knot there. We're going to string on our little seahorse guy. We're gonna make him a little bit shorter of a strand since he's longer. And then we're just going to do our little surgeon's knot here. So we're gonna go through once and go through twice and just kind of bring those all together to form that little knot. Just like, yeah, it doesn't want to cooperate. Sliding it around. There we go, just like so. Okay, so Now let's look at it as a whole here, and I don't like that this has all this extra right here, so we're just going to snip that off. And you can put some E6000 or some GS Hypo Cement on your little knots, and then that way you know for sure it'll be okay. But look at how cute he is. I think it turned out great, and I like the little addition of putting the leather on it too, just because it looks kind of nautical. All right, guys, I'm going to put this on my purse, and I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to clean up this mess too real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so here it is on my little crossbody purse. Oh, isn't it cute? I think that looks so adorable. So that's how I'm going to be wearing him. He's going to be right on there, all ready to roll, and I know I'm going to have a good time in Myrtle Beach. So, and Oscar is going to be with us. I think he's happy there. All right, guys, I hope you had fun with this, and I know I did, and I hope that you learned something by my mistakes. It was something. All right, guys, I will talk to y'all again real soon. Have a most wonderful day. I'm sending you all my love. Bye.